Welcome to the TU Market Show. In this episode, we will look at London independence and why there is a big case there for us to look at it. I think we need to look at why London needs to become independent based on full autonomy and full devolution. There is a big movement there and there is a big case to be had. Not long ago, there was a petition that reached 190,000 signatures that advocated for London independence. That's more signatures on that petition than all the Green Party all the votes that the Green Party gained in the 2016 London mayor election. London School of Economics Professor Tony Travers and others, they have been focusing on this for the past 4 years now. Why would London want to become independent? There's three reasons behind this: disparity, non-representation and Brexit. London has just 73 seats in Parliament. That's 11% of the vote in Parliament. London has 9 million citizens. That is 13% of all the UK population. But our GDP is 25% of the UK. Our GDP is more than double our representation in Parliament. So that means politicians outside of London have more control on London finances than London politicians do. This isn't direct democracy. This isn't full representation. We are getting sponged. 40% of London's workforce is international. We rely on international workers. That's why we are one of the world's wealthiest city. London has more population than Scotland and Wales put together. But Scotland and Wales both have their own parliaments. London workers contribute 70% more in national income than workers outside London. London workers get paid £16,000 more than staff outside of London. Our tax payments dwarf those tax payments outside of London. Corporation tax, we contribute the most. More than Scotland, we contribute more corporation tax. And Scotland is its own country. London has had 19% growth in 6 years. It's the UK's biggest growing economy. The second is West Midlands with, I think, 16.4% growth. But London is the biggest with 19% growth over 6 years. London is Europe's 10th largest economy. London's economy is bigger than Denmark, Austria and Ireland. All three different separate countries. Our problem is we are getting too powerful and we are getting too rich for the country as a whole. And it's holding us back. London is a Labour city. London is a Remain city. The country is Tory and the country is Leave the EU. We can't go on like this. Independence on the basis of full autonomy and full devolution is required unless this disparity is abolished and full representation is given to us, and our say in Brexit, whether we want to remain or whether we want to leave, should come into play. Independent movements globally are growing. Scotland, California, they're calling that one Calexit. Hong Kong, Catalan, to many others. It's happening. This worldwide and this full country control on local economies is dissolving. The Leave camp said they wanted £350 million a week back from the EU so they could fund our NHS. We see that on the bus. Well, let's look at this. London wants £690 million a week back from the UK. We have a £33 billion surplus. So we are paying £33 billion into the UK economy than what we take out. £690 million a week. Full autonomy gives us full control of this money. And I feel that we should bring this £690 million back into the London economy. And we need to have our own powers to create our own laws, and we need to have our own power to decide our position amongst the world globally and within the EU. We don't want any of the tax or income from outside of London. We just want what we pay in. We want our own full representation, direct democracy, and we want our own control. £690 million a week surplus. We can direct £190 million of this and still have £500 million left to a 10-year London green energy deal. £190 million a week. We could pay to a 10-year London green energy deal, and over 10 years we would have paid £92 billion into that project. Imagine what we can do with £92 billion. We could become a 100% renewable energy city by 2035. But we can't, because the country is dragging us down. As the world's wealthiest and most skillful city, we need to look at our position. We need full autonomy and full devolution. We can't have the country dragging us down like this. Full autonomy so we can control our own money and bring back £690 million a week that we pay out to the public purse. Full devolution so we can create our own laws. And we need a decision based upon the coming Brexit deal. We need to have our place on the table, and we need to decide, does London want to leave the EU, or would London like to stay in the EU so we can preserve our economy and protect our economy? We are more than capable. We have our own ports on the Thames, our own airports, police force, train systems, transport systems, fire brigade, infrastructure. So we can not only survive on our own, but we can thrive on our own. And we need to look at this over the next 5 years, especially when we will be transitioning out of the EU. So do keep your eye on this. I will be focusing a lot more on this in January 2020. And until our next show, be lucky.